The development coach is a big step up from foundation coach, bit bigger than most people imagine. That's because the requirements of the development coach are much more complicated.
Just so I can assess their movement and how they're climbing, and if there's any limiting factors with the way in which they actually are clipping, or any reason why they might be overgripping, or because they're getting so bunched up and boxed up, that might be the factor that they're failing on.
So at this level, it's really important that if we're going to address the needs of our individual climbers, obviously we need to be able to suss out what they need from us and make a plan. Typically, we're looking at the development coach being able to manage somebody's progression and their development over a period of 6 to 8 sessions.
Well, what we'll do then, to start with, is we'll do a really nice easy lead, so you can just get your leading heads back on, yeah? And because we want to focus on head and confidence today, then if we start off with a really nice, positive, good experience, because that's when we start to climb well, is when you're feeling happy and feeling confident.
The development coach needs to understand where each session fits within a longer term structure and development plan. This requires that the development coach is a much more sophisticated beast in terms of analysing a climber's particular needs and abilities and deciding what we're going to work on and how each single session will fit into that bigger, longer term development. Of course, the development coach is working with all sorts of climbers that are going to have more experience, and they have the time and opportunity to work on more than just the technical movement skills.
You know you've got to be ambidextrous, so you've got to be able to clip left-handed and right-handed, and we've got to be able to clip depending sort of both ways that the draw's facing. Yeah?
We're going to be looking at a development coach and their ability to develop people's tactical skills, deal with their psychological development over time, and over a period of 6 to 8 weeks, there's time to work on physical training and involve that into the development plan.
Right, I believe we've got to go up again with that, right?
So what's your rate? The development coach needs a very sophisticated understanding of the coaching process. That's because we're going to be working with climbers at all sorts of levels, not just beginners. It's because we're going to be working with climbers over a long period of time, so we need to be able to structure a progression in their development.
This will essentially, at the limit, push them to the point of, if they get it wrong, then they're going to get some airtime. So it's critical that they get this right.
When we're working with more experienced climbers, we need to be able to be much more climber focused, and that means adapting all of that understanding of the coaching process to the specific needs of every individual. At the end of each session, reflective practice has to be ingrained so that they can review the progress of the day and work out whether they need to do something differently next time. The development coach training gives people the ingredients they need and focuses on the priorities of this process so that they can start to develop their own experience as a coach. It's a much bigger gap from development coach training to development coach assessment than most people realise. When it comes to the assessment, because the development coach is going to be working with a much more experienced climber, they need much more of their own experience to draw upon. So as well as more climbing experience, we would require them to have attended a higher level of fundamentals course. This means they've got some more structure to offer at a higher level of climbing. The detailed requirements of a development coach are all outlined in the syllabus, and this is a big comprehensive document because the skills of a development coach are really quite wide-ranging in order to deal with climbers at this level. For more information about the Coaching Award Scheme, check out the Mountain Training website.